Hi everyone, we're doing a horror theme today and I've got some acrylic inks here to go in my resin. This theme is part of the horror collaboration with Dresses Craftsortium. It's amazing. I'll tell you more about that collaboration a little bit later on, but here is my project. Let's do it. Now, acrylic inks are slightly strange. They mix into resin beautifully. Really opaque, because they're water-based. You don't want to use too much because otherwise it will stop your resin curing. But you don't seem to need much. They're very heavily pigmented, and look at the colours. Look at that, fantastic. So that's what we're going to be playing with. Now I'll put you a link to the other video because that will be up soon too if it isn't already. Where I'm having a play with these inks and sort of seeing quite how they behave. Yeah, so while I'm stirring this up, this is just my normal Apex high gloss resin. While I'm stirring it, I'll show you what I found. Look, these are, see how that was resin. Was that dripped in? Yeah, that was the ink dripped into the resin and not stirred and left a bit and then stirred a bit. So it had kind of almost set, but you see how it hasn't blended like you would normally expect with alcohol inks. Then I discovered you could do like that. Look, no, isn't that weird? Now I think if you persevere, you could do a Larimar effect with it like that. See this sort of where it tries to blend and doesn't quite succeed, so you get these weird bubble effects. Really odd. There's another one that I did black on the back, and this is where I started to think horror. See where I'm going with this with that red? And this one, look, you've got like a, you can probably only just see it, but there's a weird, again, it's something akin to the Larimar effect, but it's very spooky. Yeah, anyway, so that's what I thought we'd have a play with, something like that. Oh, the other thing I've got, this is where it gets really horror. I've got a bag of skeletons. As you do. I don't know, I'm just wondering, is this tray deep enough? Am I going to need to get a bigger tray out? I think I'm going to need to get a bigger tray out. Let's get a bigger tray. This one's going to need a clean, but one of those ones from Moulds and Shapes. Now, you could do something like this in a smaller tray, of course. Actually, it's just around the edges that look dirty. Yeah, I'll just get a bit of tape on that in a moment. Is that even that deep enough? I don't know. A little while ago, you'll have seen me do kind of marbling techniques and things by laying the colours down onto a mould first. I'm kind of taking a little bit of inspiration from that in this technique, I suppose. So it's a combination of what I found, these funny things that this stuff will do, and that really. So see how vivid that colour is? And that was only a couple of drops of the colour. Is it opaque yet? Not quite. A couple more drops. It's from the set of inks, by the way. I'll put you the link for them. They're from Montmartre. Now, I'm sure you could do the similar sort of thing with your usual resin dyes and alcohol inks and stuff. It's just that these colours seem to be so vivid and so opaque that I thought that there's got to be some mileage in using these. All right, let's have a look at these skeletons. They have got articulated arms and legs. No, legs and heads. That's it. No, he's going to be too. He's going to stick up too much, isn't he? Shall we just use the bones? Let's just use the bones now. If you're squeamish, look away now. I'm going to find something sharper than that. That was actually quite hard to cut. Yeah, that'll work. So, excuse me while I just butcher some of these. The other thing this make is slightly inspired by was I made this with some leftovers. It was just I was just chucking stuff into a random mould, and I thought that was quite if I can get the background to do something like that. See where I'm going? This is making me wince. April, Coral and Gert, you deranged women organising this collaboration. You are sick people, you beautiful crafty people. Yeah. Anyway, let's lay them vaguely facing outwards, shall we? I'm not going to get the skulls in here, am I? So the collaboration, yes. Let's talk more about the collaboration. Yeah, that's going way too thick. What about some ribs? The collaboration was Gert, April and Coral from Dragons in Dresses Craftsortium's brainchild. Now they get together and do live online crafting. I will put the channel link down below for you, as well as for the collaboration, so that if you fancy dropping in and seeing what they're up to sometime, they're online doing live crafting really regularly, and just having a good laugh, basically. They're brilliant. Such good fun. Now this one I'm going to have to flatten it out. I think that'll be flat enough. It's quite horrible, isn't it? I think the hip's going to, yeah, the hip bones stick up too much, won't they? Might just get away with the hip bones. We have a bit of spine as well. Gross. So yeah, they're a little online crafting group, and they just, I don't know, they just put word out and said, should we do this horror thing? And I thought, well, isn't it Halloween soon? But no, the idea was this was going to be based rather than more on spooks and ghouls and things. This is going to be based more on like horror films and blood and guts and all that sort of thing. So there's a crossover. There's yeah, it is a separate thing. Just shot a bone across my craft room. Now that's not going to happen every day, is it? With a bit of luck. Feet are funny. Is it me or are the feet funny? They got too many toes. No, that's because the toes are all the same length. They don't look right, do they? Oh well, these were very cheap. I just saw them and thought they're going to come useful when Halloween comes around, aren't they? Now, how many am I going to want? I think it would be creepier if there's an odd number. Right, okay. There's a random foot here. There must be more bodies somewhere else. See where I'm going with that? Let's have a half an arm as well. Ugh, gross. They're all radiating out from the centre because I reckon my resin's going to do what resin does and do that. Well, hopefully it'll do that radiating out from the centre thing. Do I want these that bit up? No, it wants to be that bit up, doesn't it? Because that's the ankle. So you want them up that way. Don't forget the other side's going to be the bottom, isn't it? The top, bottom. I know what I mean. I think this one might end up sticking up out of the resin a little bit, but we'll see. That one might too. Let's just have a hand. Should we just have a random hand? I feel like I need a bit more down this end. Okay, that's going to do. I think that's pretty gross as it is. Yeah, like that. And some of them are pushed over so they go onto the edges. Sorry, skeletons. Right, now what I'm going to do is just drizzle this resin like so, and let it partially set up. I think I want quite red around the edges. Let's go a bit up. Let's have quite a lot of red in the middle. A bit more there. Want some more drops and splats as well, don't we? I have to say, horror wouldn't normally be my vibe at all, but it just sounded a laugh. And the Dragons in Dresses Craftsortium have always been big supporters of the big main international collaborations that we do for key dates throughout the year. And when they came up with this idea, I thought, I have so got to support that. It sounds fun. Right, I'm going to leave that for maybe half an hour, because what I want, maybe a bit longer, an hour maybe. What I want it to do is go thicker so it won't just disappear into whatever resin I pour in, I think. Maybe a couple of hours, actually. I want it to almost cure, don't I? Yes, that's what we'll do. We'll let it almost cure, and then we'll do that. We'll try and get that sort of effect I just showed you on this effect. We'll try and get something like that on the back, but I'm going to try and do it all with acrylic inks. So wish me luck. All right, I'll see you later. Starting to cure nicely. Now, some of the rules of this collaboration were that we would use something old, recycled or whatever. Now, I was about to get rid of these because I don't do jewellery anymore, but beads. And I thought maybe we could add a little bit of sinisterness somehow with beads. Now, I don't quite know. I'm thinking, might they look like big eyeballs or something? I don't know. it just occurred to me that beads might be a thing for this, and I'm not sure why. You see, I've got red ones. They're like they're almost burgundy. They're the wrong shade. Oh, I don't know. There's some no, there are some actual reddy coloured ones. Let's go for those, shall we? These are like a nice burgundy, aren't they? But it's the ones that are more actual red. Just give it a bit of something else. And this can be my recycled bit. Yeah, there's a lady lives locally who does quite a lot of jewellery making, so I was about to offload most of these on her. I've been getting rid. She does a lot of card making as well. I've been getting rid of quite a lot of my card making stuff, and some of it's gone to charity, and some of it's gone to this lady. You don't want to waste stuff, do you? But I just don't really do things with this anymore. So there's some red ones. I think that might be it. That might be all I've got in terms of red. Yeah, some of these are more pinky. Now, I don't know how much they're going to show up in the resin. So let's put a bit of something else. Maybe that'll give us a little bit of contrast. It'll probably also make the resin that if I'm going to do this, try to get this sort of weird marbling effect, it'll probably make it move in different ways, because there's going to be... Yeah, because these are going to be in the way, aren't they? Basically. Let's put some into the rim as well. Now, this is nowhere near cured yet, is it? So, yeah, you can see they're just sinking into it. So I do need to give this a bit longer. But I just wanted to put those in while I was thinking about it. And, yeah, I'll see you in a bit, and we'll progress it further. Because I think all that's left, really, is to do whatever I'm going to do with the background. Maybe have some more drizzles of blood in it, I don't know. Anyway, I'll see you in a bit. I'm back again. I just decided I wanted a bit of glow in the dark in this as well. This is fun. Just thought just a little touch, just add a little bit of extra sinister to it. Sorry. I think the purple's pretty subtle anyway, isn't it? Purple glow in the dark usually is. It's only going to be a bit. I'm just enjoying mucking about, to be honest. Let's follow these bones a little bit, shall we? Let's go around, 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 around. Get out the beads. Let's see if we can make the beads glow a little bit. The glow is going to be subtle. I'm not actually sure I'll be able to film it for you even. Like I said, I don't know how much you're going to be able to even see these beads through. So some of the bones we'll probably lose too. I just want it to kind of like be eerie and look like it's just showing through and it's all a bit yick. Me being me, it's going to probably end up quite pretty all the same, because this isn't really my genre, let's put it like that. However, it's such good fun. Really did want to have a go. That just should hopefully just give it a little bit of weird glowiness. Anyway, right, I will see you later. Well, this hasn't cured yet completely, but it's really firmed up. I poked it and it's really sticky, so that's fine. And I've got dismembered skeletons all over my desk. This is as close to horror as I'm going to get, I'm afraid. It's fun though. Right, I'm just getting my gloves back on. We're going to mix up what I want to do on the back, which should be the last step. I don't know whether that glow is going to do anything. It may or it may not. But I think it's giving it a bit of an eerie, gloopy effect. That would be plasma, would it? I don't know. Human beings have got lots of ooze and goo inside them, haven't they? Haven't we? Yes. Anyway, so more resin to mix up. I'll show you what I'm planning to do with that. Because I'm going to try to do something like this again. Was that dark Merlot? You know, I was just chucking leftovers into a mould. Anyway, let's get some resin. Right, so I've got some resin mixing up here, and it's my normal Apex High Gloss again. Now, what I want to do, still debating this, I am going to use the acrylic inks, but I'm going to use some pearl powder as well. And I've got some from Estoyo, and this is no, that's resin. Take it back. That's dark Merlot, and this one's from Estoyo, and it's a bright white. Because I'm trying to get something like that again, and I've got a feeling that was dark Merlot, and this was one of my whites. I don't know, but I am going to use some of the acrylic ink as well to darken it a bit more, make it a bit more sinister, and with the white just to make it whiter, because I don't want much of it, so I want it to be quite strong. Okay, so as you know, this video is, as I mentioned several times earlier, part of the horror collaboration organised by Dragons in Dresses Craftsortium. Putting quite a lot of colour in here, as you can see. And that means there's a whole playlist. So if this is tickling your fancy, and maybe you want to see something that's a bit more horror, a bit less twee, go and check out the playlist, because there will be a whole load of fun videos for you to binge watch. And all you do is you hit the playlist, play all, and away you go. I'll put the link for that playlist, of course, down below. See what I mean? This is a gorgeous colour, but I think I want it just even darker. It's a bit too gorgeous. It's not sinister enough. So I'm putting quite a bit of that, of the black, of the acrylic ink in, which I haven't used. Oh, it's gone weird. Which I haven't used when using mica powder as well before. You know what? I'm not going to stir that in too well. I'm going to put some more, and I'm not going to stir it too well. This is a big pot, so I can get away with putting quite a bit in. And I'm just going to do that. It's kind of sitting on the top of it, getting like an oil effect. Now, will it sink or will it sit on the top is the question. Right, so I haven't stirred. And with that, the battery on my phone went flat. I'm just so darn disorganised. Right, so as you can see, the dark Merlot, a little bit of black, just to make it that bit more sinister. And that was the acrylic ink, and I can confirm that it does work with when you're using mica in there too. I don't know why I didn't think it would, but you know what it is. So I'm filming with my iPad now. I hope it's okay. Slightly different angle. I keep meaning to do 2 different angles for you anyway, because I think it makes it a bit more interesting, doesn't it? But it's a lot more faff when you're editing if you're flicking between cameras. Just going to get some more resin ready. Right, now this time I'm only mixing a small amount up. Close up of cup. This is weird filming from this angle. I'm sorry, I can't zoom back anymore either. In this one, I am going to put some of this clear. Sorry, some of this white, that's what I meant. I'm concerned that I'm not going to be able to see any skeletons and through this dark colour. So I'm then going to put a few dots of, so that's a nice metallic white look. And I'm going to put a few dots of the acrylic ink, just to make it a bit more solid white. And then I'm going to lob some clear in the centre. I think I'm going to lose a lot of these skeletons. I should have put clear in first, but we'll see. We'll see. So the idea was to put this in the centre and see what it does, and then fill it up with clear. So clear next, and I've got a little bit left of the white in my pot, so I'm just going to drizzle it round the edge like so. Don't know if it'll do anything. I don't even know if this colour's going to, if the white will sink, but hey, just thought it might do something interesting. We'll see. And here we go with the clear, which I'm going to dump straight in the centre and hopefully take it right up to the brim. Now what I'm hoping is, I know I'm going to lose the skeletons and things to a great extent, but I'm hoping that with this amount of clear in there as well, it'll do some pushing and pulling, and we'll end up with some, like, you can just see them through, and it's kind of creepy. If you see where I'm coming from there. If not, it's going to have been an almighty waste of skeletons and beads. You can already see a bit of that pelvis is going to stick out above the resin. So hopefully this is going to do something a bit freaky. We'll see. Right, I will see you all in some time. Let's just say some time. I'm not sure when. Probably going to leave this probably 10 hours, something like that. So it'll be tonight, I dare say. Well, it's all completely closed up in the middle. There were a couple of bits of the little skeleton sticking out, so I've trimmed them off. But this is the back, and it's a good job. Look how weird it's gone. I put a heat lamp from above on it to speed up the drying. Now, I don't know whether that's gone like that because of the ink or because of the heat or I don't know, but it's kind of disgusting. Which I suppose for once is what I wanted. Actually, it's gone rather interesting, hasn't it? Hey, weird. Anyway, let's have a look. Okay. Cross everything, folks. I'm really not feeling confident about this because it's closed up. I think I might have lost that hole in the middle where you could see all the bits and bodies. Oh no, look at that. It's worked. It looks like a disgusting sort of, I don't know quite what it looks like. Sort of like I imagine, but the way the red's gone under the bones in places, and then it's like X-rays. That's it. Oh, I've got a clearish bit. You know what? Strangely, I rather like it. It's quite disgusting, isn't it? Okay, come Halloween, I'm going to make myself a wine glass to match it, and this will be part of my Halloween display. If you like this video, don't forget that this is part of a collaboration of horror videos, horror crafts. So I'll put the link down in the video description below. I'll also have it pop up on the screen here at the end. So do watch this playlist. If you enjoyed this, you'll love those. So go ahead and have fun, have a binge watch. Right, I'll see you for the next video. If you like to give me a thumbs up and subscribe and hit the notification bell, then you will always know when I am up to something. But I have to say, I'm rather pleased with myself, and I didn't think I would be. Right, see you for the next one. Bye.